Alright, what up y'all? So I know I'm supposed to post my first new video from a new playlist, and I'm gonna do that. That is gonna be the very next video. And you got my word on that. I just had to share this information. So it's based on 2 jobs that I saw on the Dolly platform this past weekend. I just want to go over it, and I'm gonna explain why gig apps, they're never gonna pay you what you're worth. That's number 1. And number 2 is their profits are based on your desperation. So anyway, I just want to explain that, and that's why I always promote working for yourself. Meaning, you can have gig apps, you can do gig apps, and it can definitely help your business, but your ultimate goal should be working for yourself. Cut out the middleman and work directly with a customer. That's your ultimate goal, and that's why I learned that through experience, and that's why I don't focus on gig apps. They will always be a part of my business, but they're not my priority. So anyway, that's what this video is about. I just had to share this. It was an amazing order. I'm gonna show you, it's 2 of them. So today's a routine day, not gonna show much. I'm doing my dealer's route. Today's a Monday, it's supposed to be 3 stops, but it might only be 2. And then I have a expedite catering order, which I do every day. And then I have a direct booking with my rental property owner. I told you guys about that. I have real estate agents I work with, but I have a rental property management owner who uses me regularly now. So anyways, that's what we're gonna do, and then at the very end I'll get into the main part of this video. All right guys, just picked up. We only got 2 stops today, so just those suits right there. This will take about 45 minutes, so not gonna show it. You guys seen this. Gonna knock the route out real quick. As I jump on the freeway real quick, I forgot to mention pricing. I get a lot of questions about pricing, so I'm also going to explain at the end how I price and why I price the way I do. So there's a lot of different scenarios, so I'll explain that at the end of the video. All right y'all, we just finished the route. Took about 40 minutes, and this is all we're taking back. And my pickup for expedite, I did a video on this before. It's at PF Chain, which is literally walking distance that way. So I think if I find the video, I'll show you. This is the video, but so we got about 30 minutes before pickup, so we got to kill some time. All right, guys, I just picked up. So we got the suits. I still got to take the suits back. We're gonna do this order first. So when we finished our last stop, we were walking distance from PF Chains to these 3 big boxes, and then these 2 bags right here. That's it. We are driving. How far are we driving? We are driving a total of 4 miles. Alright guys, we're here. This is the delivery location. It's called Village Medical. I'm not going to show it, just going to drop this off, and then we'll head to my direct booking pickup. So, I don't know where to go, but we'll figure it out. Alright y'all, easy delivery. We're just taking it into that room right there with the doors open. So I'm not even using my dolly, just carrying these. All right guys, we just finished the delivery and we are headed to Best Buy outlet, and this is not a dolly, this is a direct booking with my property manager. So we're picking up 1 fridge. I did a video on this on my Rumble page. He gave me the lockbox code, so he doesn't even go. He gives me the information, I pick it up on his behalf, and I deliver it on his behalf. So that's what we're about to do right now. And then once we're done, after I pick it up, we're gonna drop these suits off. So that's the best way to do it. So we're 5 miles from Best Buy. We gotta go that way anyways to drop these suits off. And then we'll go to the delivery, and that'll be it. All right, just dropped off at Dillard's. And doing about 8 miles. So about 8 miles out of the way. Kind of made a big circle. So this is the customer's refrigerator. Gonna drop that off, and then I'll get into the purpose of this video. All right guys, I'm at the customer, well, it's not the customer's house. This is the rental property that I'm delivering to. Like I said, I did a video on this, a Rumble video, so I'm not gonna show this. So this is the walkway, and the customer gave me the lockbox code, so he doesn't have to be here. So it's gonna unlock the door. The door looks pretty wide, and should go right in. The fridge is pretty thin. So all right man, knock this out real quick. All right, guys, just completed the delivery. The door was wide enough for the fridge to go right through, so we didn't have to take the door off or anything. And I did have permission to take it off if I needed to. Went right on through, vacant house, rental property, somebody about to move in. So this customer elects not to do hookup. I do full hookups. That costs a little more. I do charge $25 for installs. I'm not putting the handles on. I'm not hooking up anything. It's just a drop off only. So I did take the wrap off for him, and I did check everything, make sure everything was in here. So everything looks good. One thing I did not like is that Best Buy employees, they put this in here. It was like this. And I had a delivery where I dropped it off and we opened the door and these put a big hole in it right there. So I had to take it back. Customer refused it. So I know the manager for sure. I know he talked to them about it because I showed him pictures and I took it back and showed him. And I told him, don't do that. Don't put it in there like that. Or if you do put it in like that, bubble wrap it. And they did it again. So that's something that's not in my control. It was already shrink wrapped when I got there. I will say, if I'm doing a delivery for my business, I will start checking. It's different when it's Dolly. That's different. The customer is dealing with Dolly. That's their customer, but this is my customer, and I don't want that to happen. So I learn from every experience. So I will always check. I don't care if they shrink wrap it. I'll make them shrink wrap it again. I want to see inside, make sure everything looks good. So that's just for my protection. So anyways, all right, we're done with that. Let me get into what this video is about. All right, y'all, I do apologize. It's literally been weeks later. So I just finished that video, what you saw before. This is like several weeks later. That's how busy I've been. Not even gonna get into that. I'll save that for a different video. I think if I remember correctly, I was gonna tell you guys about a Dolly job that I saw. There's actually 2 jobs that I saw, and it has to do with how you'll never make what you're worth on gig apps. You have to get that in your head. So I just wanna kind of show you that. And then also how I price things. So I'll make it really quick. So I kind of made a slide. This is the order, and let me just show you real quick. All right, so this is the order. This is it was a desk. It says large desk. This is a Facebook marketplace purchase by customer. The date was Saturday, October 25th. The pickup time is between 10 and 12. And again, I told you guys on my Dolly standoff videos, I cannot stand the fact that a customer does not have to upload a photo of what you're doing. So you have no idea what kind of desk it is. You don't know how big it is. You don't know anything. You just know that you're picking up a very large desk. So that's, I just don't understand that. But anyways, that's beside the point. The pay is $63. Now, the first thing I look at is right here, the distance. So I live on this side of town right here. This is all the way on the other side of town. That's about 25 to 30-minute drive from my house. So right off the get-go, if I'm coming from home, I'm not doing that job. If I'm already over there doing a job or I have a job scheduled on that side of town, I would consider doing this job. So if I'm coming from home, absolutely not. For $63, no, it's not worth it. The second thing is, okay, the miles, it's not bad. 18 miles, that's not bad. For $63, it's not bad. So somebody that lives in this town, this is called Shirts. If somebody lives there, right, that might be worth it to them, okay? It's not worth it to me. Now, it also says 1 flight of stairs. Sorry, this little line's in the way. I don't know how to get rid of that, but it says 1 flight of stairs down there. Okay, so we know that the drop-off location has 1 flight of stairs. Now, you don't know what kind of stairs. You don't know if they're narrow. You don't know if they're wide. You don't know if they're apartment stairs where you got to go up and turn. You don't know. You have no idea what you're doing. You just know you're going up 1 flight of stairs. You don't know what type of desk. There's a lot of different type of desks out there. There are small desks, which I've done those before, and there are really big, heavy desks. I mean, we're talking about 200 up to 300-pound desks, office desks. You have no idea what you're getting. So again, I do hate the fact that Dolly does not make the customer upload a photo. You need to know what you're doing. So if you take this job and you come to find out that it's a huge desk that's like 250 pounds, right? It's really big and bulky, and then you got to take it upstairs for all that for $63, and that's your pay. You got to split that with your helper. Absolutely not. So this is not worth it, especially knowing that I have to split this with my helper, okay? If I did this job, this customer hired me directly. Number one, I'm going to get a photo of it so I know exactly what it looks like. And I'm going to have them describe the stairs. Is it a straight shot? Is it, you know, an apartment that curves? Like, I need to know all those things. A photo of the desk will help me tremendously. All right, so my charge for this, based on the information that I have with the stairs and everything, we're looking at a minimum of $125. It's $100 to drive from my house to that location to pick up the item, wrap it, and then deliver it to this location, 18 miles, with the flight of stairs. I usually charge $25 per flight, so we're looking at $100 just for the pickup and delivery, and then the flight of stairs is $125. That's my minimum charge if this was a direct booking. Someone that lives in this town right here in Schertz, they might charge $80 because they're not having to drive 30 miles to the pickup. So that's why the pricing is always going to be different. Now on Dolly, they're a business just like me. They need customers just like me, and they make their profit off of customers, right? So if they're hiring me to do the job, they're going to take a cut. All the gig apps are always going to take a cut. So you're never going to get paid $125. Now, there is a loophole. Okay, there's a loophole. So most companies, I'm not going to say all of them, but I can confidently say most companies are very greedy, and they're going to take the biggest profit they can. So they'll put this job out for $67, right? And they'll take 50%. So the customer might have paid $140 or $150. They're going to pay you $60, and they're going to keep the rest, okay? If they can get somebody to do it, which somebody always will, then they're going to make a bigger profit. Obviously, if they cut their profits, right, that's going to raise your pay. So most companies are not going to do that. So you have to put yourself in their shoes. If you were Dolly, right, if you're running a company like that and you have to hire an independent contractor to do the job, the customer paid $150, and you could get someone to do the job for $60 with a helper. I mean, think of the profit you're going to make compared to if you gave the helper $130 and you get $20 profit. Like, look at the difference, okay? That's a huge difference in profit. So that's why these companies, they're always going to put it out for the lowest possible payment. That's what you're seeing. That's the lowest that they'll pay you, where they're making the biggest profit and they're trying to pay you as much as they can based on people taking those orders, right? Somebody will actually do it. Now, this job did not go. So what happened? This job, the same job, as you can see, same date, the pickup time went from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock now, okay? This job sat, and all of a sudden it's $136. Now I know the customer did not add more money. The customer's already paid. You pay with your credit card, okay? So the customer paid whatever their fee is. I'm guessing probably $150, somewhere around there, because that's what they pay. And Dolly, because this job is sitting and no one's taking it, so Dolly had to lower their profit. So they added more payment for the driver and they taking less profit. So if this was a $150 order, right, the customer paid that, Dolly just lowered their profit. So now Dolly's profit is like $14, right, compared to 50 something bucks or 60 bucks. Okay, that's what they really want. They need this job to get done, because what happens is this job's going to get canceled and then nobody makes any money. Dolly doesn't make any money, and they potentially have to give this customer their money back. So they're going to make every effort to make sure you do this job. Now this is worth it. This is more than what I would actually charge. Now, are you going to make this on gig apps? Absolutely not. This is the loophole. If drivers did not lower their standards and work off desperation, because that's what these gig companies thrive on. They thrive on your desperation. They want the guy that will do the job for $67. That's who they want to do it. They don't care about your ratings. They don't care if you're a good worker or not. They just want you to do the job so they can profit as much as they can. This is what they don't want to do. They don't want to cut their profits and pay you what you're worth. That's what they don't want to do, because that's going to lower their profits. So $136 to deliver a desk. I don't even care what kind of desk it is. This is now worth it to me. So this is what you're dealing with. And unfortunately, this is only going to happen once in a while. Once in a while, this is going to happen. It's very rare. Most of the time, every job that Dolly puts out, someone's going to do it. That's just how it is. You have to get over that. Stop blaming other people. Stop getting mad at other people. Again, somebody could live in that town, and they might say it's worth it. They might have a job going right here. Someone might live here and have a job over there and might say, you know what, let me pick up $67 real quick. That's right down the street from my house. You can't be mad at that, okay? Everyone is different. Everyone has different standards. Now, do I have a minimum for every job? Yes, I do. I'm gonna get to that in just a minute. I'm gonna show you how I price everything. One more job real quick, let me show you. So again, this job went up even more. So no one still took it, and it went up to $142. This is Dolly. Dolly is adding more money to this job. They're lowering their profit because they're trying to bait someone to take this job. They don't want to cancel it. They don't want to lose this customer. They don't want to lose this sale, right? So they rather cut their profit and pay you what you're worth, which is rare. That's not their ultimate goal, okay? So I don't know if somebody did this job. I'm assuming someone did. I did notice that it went from 1 item to 2 items. So right here, you see it says 1 item. And then when it came out again, you see it added a bookcase. That wasn't on there before. So they raised it to $136 without the bookcase, and then they added a bookcase and they raised it a couple extra bucks. So now it's at 142. So I don't know if the customer added this later and that raised the price. Maybe they had to pay more to Dolly and then they raised the price. I don't know. It's a lot of I don't knows. I wish Dolly would talk to us and tell us how this stuff works. I don't know. But all I know is this is now worth it to me. 142, depending on the bookcase, what kind it is. It says large, but most bookcases, you can take the shelves out. It should be pretty easy to handle. So that's worth it, okay? But you're not going to get paid that. The way you get paid that is by direct bookings, what I'm doing. You got to work directly with the customer and cut out the middleman. That's how you make that kind of money. Other than that, you're working with Dolly or any other app, you're going to get half of that. Less than half of that most of the time. Okay, here's another job. So this one, I didn't get a screenshot of it. It changed before I was able to get a screenshot, but this is what alerted on my phone, okay? This job is a moving job, and it's going from San Antonio to Austin, and it's paying $426. So Austin is about an 80-mile drive from my house. That is absolutely worth it. Here's the crazy thing. It was at $426. I wasn't able to do it because I was doing something else with the family. So here's the job. It includes 1 flight of stairs at the pickup, not a problem. 89 miles, okay? That's the miles from San Antonio to Austin. Totally worth it for $426, absolutely. This job went up again. It went up to $613, okay? This is incredible pay for a job like that. 80-something mile drive with a helper, 100% worth it, 1,000% worth it. Now, what I noticed about this job is the number of items. So Dolly itemizes everything. So this customer put 23 items. Each item that you put, you have to put it, if it's small, medium, or large, and you have to itemize it, and it's going to give you a price based on each item. So I believe what happened was this customer had less items listed. When they added the items, the 23 items, it shot up tremendously, the pay. So this customer probably paid over $1,000 to do this job, which is ridiculous to me, but they probably paid about $1,000, at least $900 or more, because Dolly's going to take at least $300 or $400 of this, and the driver is getting $613 and splitting that with their helper. That is excellent pay. The customer gets screwed because they're overpaying. This is actually good pay for you, which again, this is rare. Most customers are not going to do this. They're not going to put 23 items. They're going to put 7 items, and then you're going to end up moving 20 items. They're going to say, oh, can you move this as well and this and that? That's what they always do. Trust me, I have experience with it. That's what they do, because when they put 23 items and they see the price that they got to pay, and then they lower it down to 10 items and they see the difference, that's what they're going to do. And Dolly lets them get away with it every time. So anyways, I just want to highlight that. Gig app pay. You're not going to make this on gig apps. Okay, this is once in a blue moon. Okay, their priority is to get you to do this job right here for $200-something. That's what they try to get you to do. Maybe $300 tops. You're not going to make $400. You're not going to make $500. You're not going to make $600. This is rare. That's why I took a screenshot of it. You don't see orders like this. Most of this job right here, normally for that drive, 80-something miles, you're going to make about between $250 and $350. That's going to be the pay, and you got to split that with your helper. Guaranteed, every time. Anybody that's on Dolly, you know what I'm talking about, especially in my market. All right, guys, so just to end the video, my pricing, okay, I'm not gonna go in great detail of it, but I will say this. My pricing is gonna be different than other people. Every market is different. I know I said this a million times, but it's 100% true. So I have a minimum of $75. Doesn't really matter what I'm doing, what I'm delivering. I could deliver a washer, I could deliver a dryer, I could deliver a refrigerator, I could deliver a sofa. It's gonna be a minimum of $75. That is my rate. That is covering my vehicle expenses, my daily expenses, my labor, the labor of the job. It covers everything. $75 is like the minimum that every job is worth, regardless of where it's at. Like, I'm starting at $75. Can I do a refrigerator for $75? Absolutely. There are smaller refrigerators that I've done. There are refrigerators that I drove 10 miles to the pickup, 2 miles to the drop off. I have a returning customer. My normal charge for refrigerators is $99. I will charge them $75 because it's still worth it at that number. I'm not cheating myself. It's 100% worth it. Very easy. It's drop off only, no installation, nothing like that. I'm going to charge $75 for my returning customers. Again, I will typically charge $99 for a refrigerator. That's my regular charge for new customers. I can discount anybody I want to. When I have returning customers, I discount them every single time. I could do that. So I did this example before, but I told you that it's no different than a restaurant that has a customer that eats there every single day. And you can say, you know what, hey Bob, you know what, man, I appreciate your service, man. I appreciate your business. This meal's on us. Have this meal on us. You could do that. There's nothing wrong with that. So I know the importance of customers. I'm actually gonna do a video just on customers. I know the importance of them. I appreciate everyone that chooses me because they have a lot of options. And I only do what makes sense. So if charging a customer $75 is not a profitable job for me, I'm not going to do it. So pricing is tricky. There's no set price. 75 minimum. Every job's different. I might do one job where I charge $100. I might do another job I charge 80. It might be another job that charge 125, and the job is pretty much the same. It all depends on different circumstances. It depends on if there's stairs or not. Depends on how far I'm driving. Depends if I need a helper or not. It depends on if I have to take the customer's door off. If I have to do an install. If I have to disassemble or reassemble something. The difficulty of it. How long the job takes. Like, it's so many variables to this when it comes to pricing. So I get all the details, and I might have to do a video on this. I get all the details, and then I put it all together, and then I come up with a price based on all the details. So I want to show you guys. I'm going to get a job from a customer, and I'll probably do this on my Rumble page. I'm going to get a job from a customer, and I'm going to show you step by step what I do and how I come up with the pricing. So it does have a lot to do with your expenses. You need to know your daily expenses. You need to have standards. You should have a minimum price. There should be a minimum price for everything you do. So if I have a neighbor that lives across the street from me, and they want me to move a refrigerator out of their house into the garage, right? Just a labor only job. Don't even need my vehicle. $75. Will I charge $75? It depends. It depends on the circumstances. Are there any stairs? Do I have to take the door off the customer's house? You know, any other obstacles? Is the refrigerator like super heavy? You know, do I need a helper? Can I do it by myself? Like, it's so many variables to it. So 75 is kind of like the minimum. So when it comes to pricing, a lot of people always ask, you know, what should I charge? What should I charge? Nobody can really answer that but you. You have to know what you're worth. You have to know what you're willing to do for how much. And it's not about trying to make as much money as you can off of each job. It's really not that. So hopefully you guys get what I'm saying. Pricing is different. So what I charge in my market is not the same as someone in California. Someone in California, they might have a minimum of $125. That might be their minimum, just to move a washer, a dryer, refrigerator, whatever. Like, that's starting. They can't charge what I charge. It's so many variables, right? The cost of living, their expenses are different. My personal financial situation is different than everyone. I don't have to charge $100. I can deliver a refrigerator for $75, and it doesn't hurt at all. I'm still profiting. Some people can't charge that low. Some people have to charge a minimum of $100. You know, everybody's different, so you got to understand that. I will do a Rumble video though. So anyways, that's it for this video. There will be more content on this topic, but I have so many new playlists. I can't wait. Let's go. Let's get it. All right, man. Y'all have a good one. Catch y'all on the next one.